Namaste, namaste, and welcome to Wednesday Chair Yoga. This is our third session of the summer term, and we're working on developing some strength and stability so that we can move through life feeling confident in our movements and feeling the support of our body. So let's begin today's class with a little sitting and a little moment of stillness. Resting your hands wherever is comfortable for you. Allowing your body to find the support of wherever it's touching the floor or your chair and lift away. Lengthening through the back of the neck and the crown of the head. Closing your eyes or gazing gently downward if you prefer. Take a moment to allow your body to arrive in this spot. And then make the mental change of stepping away from the rest of your life and into your yoga space. Feel an easing of the tension across your jaw and your face and your shoulders and chest. As you lighten the burden on your shoulders for this next 60 minutes and devote your energy to nurturing and self-care. Notice how you're feeling in your body today. Allow those areas of discomfort or tension to just give themselves an opportunity to talk and then make note of them. Be sure to work with them or around them during class, not pressing through any areas of discomfort. And then allow one quiet part of the body where the body is feeling spacious and at ease to make itself known. Notice the breath that you're breathing right now. Today, notice the part of the body that starts moving as you breathe in, and the part of the body that moves last as you breathe out. When you're ready, you can gently deepen your breath. And as you exhale, drawing the navel in, slightly engaging across the abdominal muscles to ease some extra air out of the lungs. And then breathing deeply into the sides of the body, the chest, the upper back. Breathing out long and slow and deep and completely, using that gentle engagement over the navel. Breathing into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out long and slow and completely. Keep breathing in this way, a deeper, fuller breath in, a longer, more purposeful breath out. And then when you're ready, you can bring your chin towards your chest, feeling that gentle sense of length at the back of the neck. And then rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder, the chin towards the chest, and the left ear towards the left shoulder. Chin to chest. Keep going from side to side. Just feeling how your neck is feeling now. Feeling the connections between the movements of the head, the neck, the sides of the face, the chest, the shoulders and upper back. If you want to, you can move the head in circles around, just trying to avoid lengthening too far back behind the body. If you're circling, going in both directions, remembering you don't have to circle. Whenever you're next with your chin on your chest, finishing there and bringing the head back to center, gently blinking your eyes open. We're going to come up into standing now for a little action on our feet. So coming into standing, and we're going to start by walking around our yoga space on the tiptoes. So on your tiptoes, it doesn't matter if you walk in a circle, straight lines, wiggly lines, but on your tiptoes as high as you can. And if you need to, you can use your chair for support as well. Try to allow your movement to be as fluid and natural as possible, and make use of your space if you can wander in a few different directions. Try to avoid looking at your feet. And then just floating the feet to the floor, noticing how it feels in the balls of the feet. We're going to come onto the heels of the feet and walk on our heels. And this is a little bit more challenging, but try to help by bending your knees, not keeping your legs rigidly straight. And again, allowing your upper body to not hold any tension, but simply flow with your movement. We won't do this for quite so long. So just floating the feet to the floor. Notice how it feels in the legs as well as the soles of the feet. What has been active to allow you to walk in that way. And then coming onto the outside edge of the foot, turning the insteps up, and again walking as naturally as you can on this outside edge of the foot. And these practices are all to help our ankles and feet. So by bringing awareness into the feet and extra strength into the ankles, we support our hips much better as well. Floating your feet to the floor, just feeling how they feel, not only in the part of the foot that's been on the floor, but in the legs where they've had to do some work. And then coming onto the inside edge of the foot and walking on the inside edge of your foot in any direction you choose. To quote Dr. Seuss. Excuse me. I have a lot of chalk going on in the first class. And then floating your feet to the floor, resting for a moment while I take a drink. Sorry, girls. Something's quite caught me. And just noticing how your feet feel. I'll get there in the end. We're going to do Kati Chakrasana anyway, so placing the chair to one side and taking the feet comfortable distance apart. Soft in the knees and gently twisting from side to side. Fortunately, you all know how to do this. So allowing your tummy muscles to be active. And gently touching the opposite hip in front, opposite hip behind, opposite shoulder in front. When you're ready, you can pivot on your toes. And if you'd like to add a bounce, you can add a soft bounce in the knees. And just as we did last week, we're going to turn this into our more purposeful sideways punching. So coming back to center whenever you're ready, we're going to bring our arms to bent elbows. Excuse me. And then reach across the body, drawing the opposite elbow back behind you. Lengthening through the toe that you're moving away from, still keeping the abdominal muscles very active. Keeping a bounce in the knees if you want to. We're going to move into reaching up and then drawing the opposite elbow down. And feeling that length come perhaps across the front of the rib cage. Let's come back to reaching to the side. And reaching down, drawing the opposite elbow up and back behind you. And let's see if we can turn these back into Kati Chakrasana without too much bother. We're going back to softly swinging the arms. Just perhaps pivoting on the toes, maybe losing the bend in the knees. And when you're ready, you can bring your feet to stillness and allow the rest of the body to sway back to steadiness in its own time. When you come back to stillness, take a moment to notice the effect of your work. So the sense of vibration and vitality through the body. And then when you're ready, you can roll your shoulders. Let's go the opposite way as well. And then we're going to do our arm circles just one at a time. So taking the left hand to your shoulder or to your chest, or just bending it towards you. Rotating that left elbow in a nice circle. And just feeling what's happening in the sides of the body, across the chest and the back. Maybe using a little touch of firmness across the belly for support. Let's go the opposite way as well. And gently resting when you're ready on this side. Doing the same thing on the other side, just after we notice the difference between the two. Right hand towards the shoulder or the chest, making circles with your elbow. You can start really small and build up to bigger circles. Or if the mood takes you, I see most of you on the screen starting quite significant circles. Just going with it. When you're ready, rolling in the opposite direction as well. Allowing your head to move if it needs to, your body to move if it needs to. And then resting your arm down to your side. Then we're going to take the arms out to the side and wrap the right arm over the left arm so that we hug our shoulders or towards the shoulders. It doesn't matter if you're not hugging the shoulders themselves. So here, allowing the arms to rest onto the chest so you feel perhaps a touch of length between the shoulder blades. We're going to turn our feet to the left and then turn the upper body to the left. You can keep the knees nice and soft. Turn the upper body to the left. Maybe press into your right foot a little. Maybe turn your head to the left as well. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just unwind the upper body. Turn your feet back to the center. Turn your feet to the left. No. Turn your feet in the opposite direction. If I've muddled my lefts and rights, don't worry about it. Soft in the knees and twist the upper body in the opposite direction and look in that direction as well. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Unwind your upper body and then turn your feet back to center. Let's separate the hands and let them open wide and float down to the sides. Roll the shoulders. Do little individual rolls backwards and forwards. And then we'll do the same thing with the left arm on top. Standing, taking the arms wide, inhaling here, and then crossing the arms over the body. Soften, so left arm on top, soften the elbows down towards the chest. Just take a deep breath in and out here to feel that length, that space across the back of the body. We're going to bend our knees a little bit, turn the feet to the right, soft in the knees, and then twist to the right. Turn the head to the right. That's a bit backwards, but it's all good. And then we're going to unwind our spines, turn the feet to the center, turn the feet to the left, soften the knees and twist to the left. Firm in the belly, turn your head to the left. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Turn back to the center, turn the feet back to the center, relax the hands, release the arms down, turn the palms forwards, and then roll your shoulders a little bit backwards and forwards. And hopefully that's left you feeling a little bit looser across the upper back than you did before class, which is the object of the game. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so last week we were working a little bit on our squatting poses, which is chair pose, Utkatasana. And we're going to do that again this week. So we're still working with this lower leg up and down and doing some movements with that. So let us come to standing behind your chair with your feet around about hip width or body width apart. You can rest your hands on your seat, firm in your belly. Use a point of focus ahead of you that is not moving. And as you inhale, come up onto your tiptoes. And as you exhale, float your heels back down to the floor. And at the bottom of the movement, just slightly soften your knees. We're going to breathe in as we come up. And breathe out, float the heels down, just gently bounce the knees. Let's inhale up again, one more time. Exhale down and bounce the knees. And then we're going to draw the belly muscles inwards and upwards. Inhale ourselves up onto our toes and take the left hand as we exhale, turn to the left and just reach the left hand to the left. Inhale back to the center, same thing on the right. Exhale, reaching the right hand out to the right. Inhale back to the center and exhale the heels to the floor. Bend the knees and we'll do a double bounce. 1 and 2. Aces. This time when we come up onto our toes, we're going to reach the arm all the way over in a circle in one direction. Okay, just a circle in one direction. We don't have to go both ways. So firm in the belly, point of focus, inhaling up onto your tiptoes, exhaling, reaching the left arm up. You'll have to inhale again at some point in this circle and exhale the hand back to the chair. Let's do the other side. We're going to inhale now as we start the right arm reaching up and exhale all the way down. Maybe inhale back to the chair and exhale heels to the floor, bend the knees. Just bend and straighten, bend and straighten. A couple of times. Very good. Okay, so now with our feet on the floor, let's feel how differently it goes with the feet on the floor. You don't need to use your chair for support, but you absolutely can if you want to. We're going to do a deep cleansing breath first. Inhaling, reaching the arms out and up, looking up, perhaps the hands over the head or in front of the body. Exhale, bring the hands together at the center of the chest. From here, We're going to reach up as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, take the right hand forward and the left hand backwards, twisting to the left. You can soften your knees as you need to. Breathe in as you come back to the center, reaching the arms over the head or in front of the body. And breathing out as you twist to the opposite side, left hand forward, right hand backwards. Breathing in, come back to the center. Breathing out, separate the hands, let them come out to the sides and down. When your arms come down, roll your shoulders a few times, adjust clothing as needed. I can see it's happening. And then we'll do that whole thing again. So we're going to breathe in, take the arms up, looking up, firm in the belly. Breathing out, bring the hands together at the center of the chest. Breathe in, reaching up. As you breathe out, take the right hand forward and the left hand backwards, twisting to the left. Breathe in, coming back to the center. Breathe out, take the left hand forward, the right hand backwards, twisting to the right. Breathe in, back to the center. Breathe out, separate the hands, let the arms float down to the side. When the arms reach the side, make note of how the body feels. If you need to give it a wiggle, give it a bit of a wiggle. Very good. And we're just going to gently take the chair to one side for some side bending. So wherever possible, working without the support of the chair, but if you feel like it would be useful to have the support of the chair for a side bend, you can of course use it. We're going to take the feet around about hip width or body width apart, soften the knees, and begin our side bending. I'm going to step back, otherwise I think my hands will go off the screen. So we're going to start with the right hand on the right hip. Breathe in, take the left hand out to the left. It can go all the way up if you like. And then breathe out as you lean over to the right side. Press the left foot into the floor. Breathe in, back to the center. Let's go back to that right side, sorry, not left side. Breathing in over to the right. Breathing in, back to center. One more time. Breathing out over to the right. Breathe in, back to the center, and then turning the left palm to face down. Breathe out as you float your left arm down to your left side. Swing the arms backwards and forwards a little bit just to soften the shoulders. And then placing the left hand on the left hip. Breathe in as you reach the right hand up. Breathe out as you reach that arm over to the left side. Press into your right foot. Breathe in, back to the center, firm in the belly. Breathing out over to the left. Breathe in, back to the center. And breathe out over to the left. Breathe in, back to the center. Turn the right hand to face outwards and float your hand down to your side. Relax your left arm and just gently swing the arms backwards and forwards. Very good. Excellent. Excuse me. So we're going to build on that action by not using an underneath arm. So if you want to, of course you can. If you want to use your chair, of course you can. But if you're able to do this with free flowing arms, then go for it. So we're going to breathe in and take the arms out to the side. Breathe out as we reach the left arm up, the right arm across the body, leaning over to the right. Breathing in, back to the center, arms are wide, and breathing out over to the opposite side. We're going to do 2 more to each direction. Breathing in, firm in the belly. Breathing out over to the right, cross the arm across the belly. Breathing into center. Breathing out over to the left. Breathing into center. Breathing out over to the right. Breathing into center. Breathing out over to the left. Very good. Breathing in, back to the center. Turn the palms to face down. Breathe out. Float the arms down to the side. Just shake the arms backwards and forwards or roll in the shoulders as you choose. Aces. So now we've done some significant moving of the body. We can do a little bit of bending of the knees. So we're going to start this with our chairs for support. Facing onto your chair, legs where they're useful, feet underneath the body, firm in the belly. We're going to float up onto our toes, just as we did before, and then bend our knees. So bend your knees while you're on tiptoes. Come to wherever feels comfortable. It doesn't have to be very low down. Just take a deep breath in and out, and then press through the toes. You really use the thighs to come up onto your tiptoes with long legs, and then out and down onto your heels. So we'll do this 3 more times, or fewer if you prefer. Hands for support, firm in the belly, breathing in up onto your tiptoes, breathing out as you bend your knees, coming to wherever feels good. Try to sink down rather than tipping forward. Take a deep breath in and out, and then breathing in and up, and breathing out, heels down. 2 more times. Breathing in and up, breathing out, bend the knees and hold as you breathe in and out. Breathe in to come out, lifting up and breathing out and down. Last time. Breathing in onto your tiptoes, breathing out, bend only the knees. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breathe in to lengthen the legs. Breathe out, heels down. And when you've done that, just give the legs a little bit of a shake. So that, hopefully you feel it in your thigh muscles, particularly perhaps just above the knees. That's where they engage to do that strong action. And so by doing just a little, it doesn't need to be much, it doesn't need to be really intense, and it doesn't need to be painful. You can get quite a lot out of it. So we're going to try something else, and those of you who take care of hips, just seeing if this suits you or not. So we're starting facing our chair, and we're going to take the left foot and point it just to the left side of the chair. So using the right buttock and thigh to stand really tall. So try to avoid sagging into your right hip. Bring your right hip over your right ankle and lift away with the chest. We're going to just swing the left foot around behind us and then back to this front left corner of the chair. Swing it around, behind and forwards. So if you can, just drawing that little circle on the floor with the foot. And then this time, as you take the foot behind you, see if you can tuck your toes under and then bend both knees like a little curtsy, hands on the chair for support, and up, and then swing your left leg back to the center and bring it underneath the body. Check how it feels on the left and right sides, and we'll do the same thing to the other side. So I started with my feet a little close together that time. I'm going to leave them a little further apart this time. Firm in the belly, point the right toes out to the right side of the chair, and then swing the right toes behind the body and back in front. Really firm in this left hip and buttock, using the support there, feeling the support in the abdominal muscles, using your chair. We'll do one more circle with the foot. And then we're going to circle the foot behind the body, tuck the toes under so you can extend into the heel, bend both knees, gentle curtsy up and down, and then swinging the right foot back to the center, sliding it under the body, feeling the support of both feet again. You can do it with one, you've got both feet again, and then shaking out the legs if you need to. So we're going to do a lot of this bending and stretching, and hopefully it is working, just to do a little bit at a time. So this time we're going to take the left foot back behind us and just transfer your weight back a little bit. You can bring your chair towards you a little bit. So you're standing on both feet. The feet are about hip width apart. The toes are pointing forwards-ish. This one at the back, the left foot might point out to the left ever so slightly. We're going to come onto the ball of the left foot And then again, bend both knees, keep your weight back into your heels, and then come back to standing. Bend both knees, then back to standing, and we'll do one more, bending both knees, and back to standing. Then we're going to press off the left foot to stand all the way forward. Take a moment on both feet. It always feels good to come back to both feet after that, and then stepping back with your right foot. So first you want both feet on the floor, completely supporting both sides of the body, making sure that you're not too narrow in your stance. It's a bit more wobbly if you are. Hands on the back of your chair for support. Come up onto the ball of the right foot and then bend both knees. Imagine you're sitting into a chair behind you, so your hips move back, and then lengthen both legs. Firm in the belly, bend both knees, lengthen both legs. One more time, bend both knees, lengthen both legs. Very good. And then come off the ball of that foot, just pressing forward to stand at the chair again. And after all of that work, we're going to shake out the legs one more time and then come into a downward facing dog with our chest. So walking your feet away from you, keeping your knees a little soft, lengthen your tailbone out behind you. With your head between your hands, perhaps it's quite nice to give the head a little turn from side to side. Head between your arms, sorry, not hands. And then with the knees nice and soft, maybe just wagging your tail from side to side. And that's quite a nice thing to do to ease out any effort that's there in the back of the body and in the low back. And then when you're ready, you can look towards your seat, bend your knees a little deeper and walk towards the seat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Wonderful stuff. Okay, so I realise I've got a little block here at the side, left over from the mat class. Come to sitting on your chair, which hopefully will feel really nice after all of that effort that we've been making with the big leg muscles. So the movements that we've done today are to support various muscles. There are lots of them that support our legs, our hips, our lower backs. And when we have perhaps an imbalance of strength in those places, we begin to get discomfort in knees and in low backs. So the hips themselves are so strong that they, if they're having a problem, they shift it. They shift it to the next weakest point, which is usually the knees or the low back. And the ankles play such a role in this that it's really important to keep them strong as well. So we're going to sit back into our seats as far as we can so that we can lift both legs off the floor. Now, they don't need to lift really high, just off the floor to be able to circle our ankles. Now, if it feels not so good to sit with both feet off the floor, just do one at a time. Circling the ankles this way and the other way. You can do it both at the same time, that's okay, if you prefer. And then extending all of your toes and giving them a real wiggle. Again, you can do this one foot at a time if you like. If you don't mind sitting with your thighs supported and your legs extended, you can do it this way. Scrunch all your toes up, spread them apart, give them another wiggle. Let's scrunch them up again, spread them apart, give them another wiggle. Aces. So coming more towards the front of your seat, I'd like you to come up onto the tips of your left toes and then turn the toes behind you if you can, so that you're turning the top of those toes towards the floor and lengthening this space at the front of the ankle. If that feels too intense, you don't have to hold it. You can just come to the tops of the toes, touch down and come out. Or you can just come to the tops of your toes, that's fine. Rest this leg, and then the same thing with the other leg, just turning the tips of the right toes back behind us. You don't need to press firmly, but it's finding a bit of a length down the front of the foot. the top of the foot, coming in and out if you need to, just resting on the top of the toes if that's enough for you. And gently relaxing. Okay, so I just need a little bit more space, so I'm going to turn this way. So now extending through the heel of your left foot. So here we're sitting towards the edge of the seat. We've got the right leg bent for support. We're extending through the heel of this left leg, and we want to feel that sense of openness at the back of the knee. So we want the knee to be straight if possible, but it doesn't need to be absolutely locked. And if this feels okay, you can lift your leg a little bit off the floor. It doesn't need to be much. And then gently lower. If that doesn't feel okay, don't do that. Just stick with it down on the ground. But if you feel okay lifting and lowering, we're going to do 3 more of those. So sitting tall, firm in the belly, lift the left leg up and down, and up and down. 1 more, up and down, and bend the left knee. That will feel quite nice, hopefully, the release of it. And then we'll move to the opposite side. So extending the right leg, firm in the belly as we sit tall. We're going to lift the right leg up and down. 3 more times, up and down. Maybe just to hover off the floor and down, that's enough. Up and down. And then when you're finished, sliding the right foot in. Excellent stuff. So when we move that way, we really engage the hip flexors here, and the hip flexors can get quite tight. And back bending or taking our the knee behind the body, so anything that does this helps to open that space. But it's difficult to do in a seated position. So we need to find other ways to access this hip flexor as we're sat down. So one of the things that we can do is a little spinal twist. So if you take your arms out to the side and then just gently take the right hand across to the left thigh and the left hand around behind you, we're going to roll the shoulder blades towards each other, look towards the left, and just have a little breath in and out. And then return to center. We'll do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to reach the arms wide. Take the left hand across the right thigh, the right hand behind, roll the shoulder blades towards each other to lift through the back of the body. Turn a little to the right if it feels good, for a deep breath in and out. And then gently releasing, coming back to the center, relaxing the arms. And we're going to try this a similar sort of practice, but with the feet apart. So we've had the knees more towards each other. We're going to take the feet apart. I'd like you to get a little bit more onto your seat so that you feel it nice and secure and stable. Hey Hey is the name of our cockerel, and he's just crowing outside, so you might occasionally hear him as well. He's trying to join in. He loves a bit of yoga. So we're going to do another sort of movement to try and access this space across the pelvis. So take your left forearm to your left knee, and you can use your hand if that's too far to come down. Use your hand, no problem. And then we're going to use the right arm and make big circles with the right arm all the way around the body. So you can make your elbow as soft as you need to. But as you stretch your right arm away from your right hip, you might feel the engagement of a little stretch there, a little firmness in the belly muscles here. And I've done 3. I think I'm going to do 1 more. 1 more if you'd like to. And then in this position still, reaching the right arm up to the ceiling, and then turn so the back of your hand can slide behind the body towards your left hip. And when you do that, you can gently press into the left thigh by lengthening your arm. So you do a little twist to your right side. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then very gently releasing out by just turning to the front, relaxing the arms away from the body, floating the hands down to the sides. So you get a progression of spiraling in this position. Let's do the same thing to the opposite side. Sliding the right forearm to the right thigh, firming the belly. The feet are also active here, and then making nice big circles with your left arm. We're going to do 4. This is 2. Very good. We tend to circle in the way that makes it feel the best to us first, and that's why we're only doing it in one direction. When you're ready, you can reach the left arm up, turn the back of the hand towards the back of the body, and slide the back of the hand across. Now, it doesn't matter how far you go here. It might just be to your hip, but if you can, aiming for the opposite hip. And then we're going to lengthen the right arm. So we're pressing into that inner right thigh, opening the chest towards the left. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then to come out, just a little softening to come back to center, releasing the arms and letting them float down to the side. Rolling the shoulders. Fabulous stuff. And after that, we deserve something more normal, no, not so much of a spiral, but more of a back bend and a forward bend. So let's do that. So with the feet a little closer together, breathe in, take the arms out and up, looking up, reaching up, and breathing out, hands down to the center of the chest. This time, let's see if we can take the arms behind the body. Breathe in, take the arms back and out and up. Breathing out, hands down to the center of the chest. One more like that, firm in the belly. Breathing in, arms back and out and up. Breathing out, hands to the center of the chest. Then taking the hands down to the thighs, sliding your hands to your knees, and just chin towards your chest as you fold forward over your legs, taking your body towards your thighs. If your body touches your thighs, then allow it to hang here if it's comfortable. Allow the head to relax. And if your body doesn't quite touch your thighs, keep using your arms as a little bit of support. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe just one more of those. A deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then we're going to slide the hands to the tops of the knees, chin towards the chest, scoop the belly in and just rolling back up to sitting upright, one vertebra at a time. You can't really go one vertebra at a time, but unwinding. And then coming to upright, turning the palms forward, opening the chest, maybe even turning the palms upwards, drawing the shoulders back and down. And then finish by lightly resting the hands towards the thighs. Fantastic stuff, guys. So we're going to come up for one more downward facing dog because it helps to wriggle out any things that we might have unwriggled. And maybe we'll do a chair cat cow as well. So coming up to standing, we'll start with our chair cat cow because we can. And if you want to, you can do your down dog from the chair seat as well. And if you prefer, you can come round to the back of your chair to do it. So hands as far apart as you can make them, or use 2 chairs if you would prefer. Walking your feet back so that you feel like your feet are perhaps underneath your hips, using these 2 parts of the body for some support. Press the chair down so that you really lengthen your body up away from it. Scoop your belly in. As you inhale, look forward, stick your bottom out behind you. As you exhale, round through the spine. Tuck the bottom under and the chin towards the chest and lift your belly muscles inwards and upwards. Inhaling, looking forward. Exhaling, rounding under. Inhaling forward. Exhaling, rounding under. We'll do one more. And exhaling, rounding under. And then if you want to go to down dog from here, you can simply step your feet back. And if you prefer, you can come up to standing and use the back of your seat. Whichever position you're in, soften the knees, lengthen through the tailbone, let your torso be long. If you're able to, bring your head between your upper arms. But don't force that or strain to be able to do that. A little scoop of the belly in, soften the knees, wiggling the tail from side to side, just as we did right at the beginning. And then looking towards your seat, pressing into the hands as you walk your feet in. If you're on the seat, walking your hands up your chair back as well to stand tall. Hold onto the seat as long as you need to feel steady and stable, and then release your hands down. And we're going to prepare ourselves for relaxation with a little bit of breathing. So grabbing anything you need, perhaps a jumper. It was gloriously sunny, but it has turned a bit dull here in Dura. So I don't know how it will be with you guys further afield. Oh, I said we were going to use balls today, and then I completely forgot about using them. Oh, sorry about that. We'll have to save it for next week. After all of that kerfuffling last week as well. But that's good because it gives me a chance to get some balls to Helen if she still needs them. So wrapping the blanket around you or putting on your jumper. I can see some jumper action happening. That is excellent. And sitting yourself a little bit further back in your seat. So you don't need to be, we don't want to be too slouchy here. So if you're sitting back into your seat, make sure that you're still sitting upright, still feeling really supported, still having the soles of the feet on the floor. And then we'll do a little of, I was going to do alternate nostril breathing, but it's a lot of talking. So how about a little Brahmari, the buzzing bee breath? So bringing your hands into chin mudra with the first fingers and thumbs together, other fingers long, palms turned up or down as you choose. Give yourself a moment to find some steadiness in your seat. Find some lift from those foundations, the areas that are in contact with support. Bring your head to be centered over your spine. And maybe encourage your chest to be open by drawing your shoulder blades a touch towards each other. Notice your breath. And deepen your breath, just as you did at the beginning of the class. Inhaling into all of the spaces in the upper body. Exhaling and gently engaging across your navel to exhale completely. For Brahmari, we will just do exhaled humming. So using Chakari Mudra, this is where we put the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth to keep the teeth apart and the mouth relaxed. Placing the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. And then on your exhale only, humming like a buzzing bee. Join in when you're ready. Try to relax your face.
Just two more. When you're finished, without opening your eyes, just gently relax your tongue. If you need to, you can wiggle your jaw from side to side, or take a long, deep swallow. Relax yourself a little further into the back of your seat. Relax your hands. Observe the quietness and the stillness in your breath. And allow your body to soften a little deeper, to find ease and rest with every exhalation.
Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your hands by rubbing the thumbs over the fingertips. And then begin moving your hands in circles, circling the wrists in both directions. If you'd like to, you can also circle the ankles at the feet, both directions, the feet and the ankles even. And then in your own time, taking a deep breath in, stretching, maybe yawning, stretching arms, legs, chest. Gather yourself back into your center, placing the hands over your heart. Just take a moment to give yourself a real big thank you, a real sense of gratitude for making this time and this space for yoga today. And paying back your body for all of its carrying you around by doing something really good for it. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you the next one, which I will remember the balls next time. Okay, namaste.